Hello friends, today we're talking about ketogenic diet, its benefits and drawbacks, basic principles, and practical application. We will talk about it in a short, concise manner without going into details of biochemistry and physiological processes. To understand it better, we need to mention three metabolic modes that our body utilizes in order to extract energy from food. The first one is called glycolysis, the breakdown of carbohydrates, monosaccharides or polysaccharides, which is the preferred way of converting food into energy, as the least amount of energy is required for this conversion. In this case, if this quick energy is not used, it turns into starchy substance called glycogen that is stored within the muscle tissue and the liver for easy and quick access. If it remains further unutilized, it turns into fat that accumulates within the organs and subcutaneous layer, serving as a sum collector for a great amount of toxic pollution. The second metabolic mode is lipolysis. This mode is the foundation for ketogenic diet, a breakdown of fats with production of ketone bodies. It is generally beneficial and cleansing if applied correctly and short-term. The long-term use of ketogenic diet and staying in ketosis may become dangerous and fraught with accumulation of fat in the internal organs, leading to various conditions, such as unspecified non-alcoholic hepatosis. The third mode is called proteolysis or autolysis, the breakdown of proteins for energy. This is the least preferred method, as it is very energy demanding and high-rate toxic producing mode. Proteins, especially animal-based, are high molecular complex substances, not designed for human consumption. Cooked proteins are denatured proteins that pose further challenge for the digestion, as they don't break down to a basic protein component, amino acid. The basic protein particle, amino acid, that's what's required by our body. Otherwise, when the unbroken fully fragments of proteins get in the bloodstream, they immediately cause antigen-antibody reaction that leads to inflammation and development of tissue decay, localized or dispersed throughout the body in the form of pus or pussy cysts that harbor bacteria, viruses, and fungi, gradually turning into oncological condition. Plant-based proteins are more friendly, but still require a great deal of consideration. Now let's view these three modes within the framework of ketogenic diet. When a person begins eating no carbs, it does not mean they get into ketosis right away. It takes a few days for the body to still run on glycogen reserves stored within. Once carbs are depleted and the body switches to lipolysis, the crisis happens. That is associated with symptoms of toxemia, such as weakness, fatigue, headaches, low energy. But after the crisis is over and fats begin to break down, the person perks up, feels a surge of energy and improvement of many old conditions, along with weight loss and many other benefits. However, one thing to consider, and this is the downfall of ketogenic diet, is it never comes in pure form. Because fats usually come with proteins. Imagine one eating only fats. It is just impossible. Sometimes the amounts of proteins even exceeds the amount of fats on this diet, and this is the benefit killer. Benefits of ketogenic diet are fairly quick to observe, but the dangers of it hit the person in the long run. The consequences of underlying process of protein digestion will hit the individual later in the form of deep tissue decomposition, surely leading to cancer. Ketogenic diet, as well as any other concept of healthy eating, has its objective of body purification, but in the end produces the opposite effect at the ultimate scale. This type of pollution is not just retention of inorganic calcifications or salts of heavy metals and mucus within the blood and adipose tissues. It is the ultimate type of pollution, decay of the deep tissue with production of poisons of decay, such as cadaverine and putrescine, highly toxic and carcinogenic. Ultimately, the ketogenic diet is a lazy way to detox. Detoxing while eating heavy foods is an attempt to deceive nature, but no matter how we do it, We cannot trick the nature, otherwise we suffer consequences. Carbohydrates are utmostly important. This is why the nature made them the first line of nutrition for us. Nowadays, the use of carbohydrates is unfortunately incorrect due to a large amount of unnatural foods for humans and inappropriate combinations. The way to detox correctly is mindfully structured fasting, a pure form of detox that gets us through glycolysis, into lipolysis, and even autolysis. Autolysis is also beneficial if applied correctly in short-term increments. Further in our videos, we will discuss details of all metabolic modes and how to go through them safely while enjoying all benefits they can bring. Thank you for watching. Please follow our channel where we discuss all dimensions of health and give practical advice to improve it naturally.